This is a video that I made specifically for a colleague that needed some help on this topic, which I DM'd to her privately, but I figured why not share it on my page so that perhaps other artists could benefit from as well. So the topic that I'm going to cover that my colleague was struggling with is how to get an ombre brow. An ombre, not a tattoo look brow. The heck is the difference between an ombre brow and a tattooed brow? I mean, aren't I just tattooing brows here? Yes, they're both a form of tattooing the skin on the brow area. However, the ombre look is much softer and pixelated and fully dimensional as opposed to one flat color across. So enough chit chat, I'm gonna show you how I do that look right now. Okay, so I'm gonna show an example here of a bad brow and then a good brow, utilizing the right techniques with the good brow. So I already have my two shapes drawn, and what we would do first is outline the brow, which is also what my colleague said she's having trouble with. So the bad brow, this is how you don't want to outline, okay? Watch what I'm doing. Mistake number one, what is it? That is way too deep and dark for your outline, okay? Second wrong thing you could do on an outline is move too fast. If you move too fast, you haven't implanted any color. And then the last thing, and I mean, besides not implanting enough color, you also not make a straight line following your drawing. And then the last big mistake you could make when making your outline is going, let's say you have the right depth, you have the right speed, but what are you doing now? That's wrong. Watch. What do you think that was? It's kind of tricky. The answer is you're making too long of a stroke. Okay? So you can see it's not bad as far as depth and color. But if you really zoom in, you'll see it's very squiggly. And the reason why it's very squiggly, meaning it's not stable, even though I went slow, is my strokes were too long. So you want to take literally a couple millimeters at a time. And I'll show you on this end of the tail what I mean. Like this. This is literally. If you zoom in, notice the difference here. Smooth and straight. Here, kind of squiggly. So this is what we don't want to do as far as outlining. Let me now show you the correct method of outlining, which I already kind of did right there. And I'm going to use this brow to do that. So light pressure, barely grazing the skin. Okay, not like what I did here. Gonna move at the right speed, slow and controlled, not like what I did here. And then we're gonna move in small, tiny segments at a time, not like what I did here. So let's do the opposite, meaning doing everything right on this section, on this brow. I also personally like to work towards me, not away. That way your eye is always on the needle and you can control where it's going. And towards the head or the bulb of the brow, you work extra light because that's where you do that ombre. So you really don't want to see an outline. Okay? Gonna keep going now. So you can see just a nice, crisp, light colored outline with the right depth for this skin, which is the latex. And now that you have that in place, you would do the shading inside.